In this video, I'm going to be breaking down examples of what I see in divine masculine embodied people. Beautiful friends, my name is Katherine Live, and today we are going to be talking about the embodiment of the divine masculine. And on this channel, you'll hear me talking about this and the divine feminine, how they come together to help us walk that middle path towards our highest potential. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a practice to assist you with coming into a much deeper alignment with your own divine masculine embodiment. So I want you to stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'm going to deliver that for you. What I have come to realize in the last year is that walking this path of the divine feminine, which I've been doing for years, really finding my footing and finding my way on my path as a divine feminine embodiment. And what I've come to realize is that there's only so far you can get without the divine masculine. You got to call that embodiment in. That's got to be, it's got to be there to be the fullest expression of the divine feminine. I need that divine masculine support within me. In sort of the style of like a divine masculine approach, I've got notes in front of me, and I've just got like a bullet point list of some things I really want to share, some examples that came through very strongly of qualities that I've discovered have such a rich divine masculine embodiment, and real frequency of showing us what it looks like to be embodied with our divine masculine energy. So let's start with having a routine physical practice. Our spiritual journey, it really does. It starts with the etheric body, and then it just works our way into this physicalized expression of what is going on in our etheric body and what is happening in our beliefs and what's going on out here that gets filtered in through these avatars to then be expressed. So with the divine masculine, some of the things that I see and that are very strong, and I wanted to give you really clear human embodied example of this consciousness and glimpses of it. Now, as we know, this has been all but like completely ripped away. The patriarchy has had the boot on the neck of the divine masculine, just like trying to stay alive, in current times. Okay, so yeah, we know that there's quite a ways to go to reach the the divine masculine and like the divine feminine. So some of the examples that I have here, they're really mundane. They're really but if you can feel what I'm talking about here, you're gonna really see a clear picture of the divine masculine embodied. Having a routine physical practice where you are creating time for yourself to push, right? To push yourself. There's gotta be that element of pushing through a barrier, a physical barrier that you have. Okay, so that is cliche, I understand, but that is an embodiment of the divine masculine, and it's really important in the divine feminine movement that is accepted. It's so much more than the physical practice. It's really developing the discipline that is then there as like, it's just a muscle that's already built. And it really helps with mental strength, which we talked about in the last video and why that's so important at this time. What that does is that it's constantly pushing the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body into a yes. Into the yes to what life is offering. And if you can be in that yes, that is ultimately the flow state. Okay, that's when it's just all day long you're saying yes, 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 yes. That's the flow state. That's where we want to be. It takes divine masculine energy to move with life in that way, to do that dance. What it does, it's pushing us to higher ground, always. It's going for the top of that enormous mountain. And it's like the ego is like looking at this like, we're gonna die. How are we gonna do that? And the Divine Masculine says, I've trained for this. I've prepared for this. I've said yes for this journey. And there is a call that the Divine Masculine answers, okay? It answers and it's prepared. There's a preparedness to this consciousness, right? Because it had the discipline to prepare itself before the call came. It also, the Divine Masculine consciousness will assist you in being done with being reactive, okay? A mature Divine Masculine embodiment doesn't act like a child. It doesn't throw tantrums. It doesn't throw, it doesn't lose its temper, right? There's steadiness. We talked about that in the last video, where it's like the face of a cliff that the waterfall can freely, beautifully express itself off of. Well, what's holding up that waterfall? It's very symbolic of the Divine Masculine balance. If we want to show up in the world and be this beautiful expression of our highest potential, there's Divine Masculine energy holding that vision, okay? It's supporting the vision. It's a lot of support that the Divine Masculine within you is willing to assist you with. What the Divine Masculine is willing to do is get uncomfortable in the physical body, get uncomfortable in experiences. It's willing to get uncomfortable. That's different than self-loathing and punishing yourself and being the victim. It's different. It's controlled. It's with a purpose. Something I actually love, okay, so if you were a young person in the 90s, like I was, and I lived in Illinois, and I was just a few hours south of Chicago, and the Chicago Bulls were like these gods. And for a girl growing up in the middle of nowhere, Illinois, it was like this beautiful, everybody could get on board with the Bulls. Everybody loved Michael Jordan. Everybody loved Michael Jordan. I love Dennis Rodman. Stick with me here. We're gonna get to the Divine Masculine aspect of this. What I believe we loved so much about that, and what we were so hungry for as a community of people at that time, who were just like, couldn't get enough. A huge part of it was that those men brought everything on the court. It was life or death. It was career making or breaking. It was their whole heart. It was so human, but they were so devoted to being the Bulls, to being the best. There was incredible devotion that they were expressing year after year. And they brought it all on the court. They played the game. They fully played the game. The true sense of the warrior and what that means, right, is you're showing up with your full heart. Can you bring that analogy into your life? Can you bring that, like that Divine Masculine drive, right? To understand, like, for the Bulls, this is funny, but whatever, we're gonna go with it. With them, it was like there was no higher calling, right, than the game of basketball. Okay, we can bring that into the now and really, like, at this point, or you've got an idea of what the call is. And for some of you, it's your family and it's raising children. The patriarchy has told you that that's a shit job, and I'm here to remind you that that's some of the most holy work that's on this earth. Raising children, growing food, that's what the new earth needs. We need really solid people doing that work. What's unfortunate about that example is, like, what was the greater good? It was the game of basketball. I'm asking you to get aligned with your greatest good. And I'm asking you to make it very real for you, as real as that game was for that team. That devotion to me is a very Divine Masculine trait. It's the full yes. It's a full yes. Yes. Yes, I accept that life is showing me that this is my purpose, and I am all in on that. I'm all in on this life and showing up for it. The Divine Masculine understands how to take full responsibility in that call, and the Divine Feminine is more familiar with why we're going to take full responsibility to that call. Both are very helpful when they come together within you. So for your Divine Masculine embody practice, your Divine Masculine within you says and commands, I'm going to do what I said I would do. I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. And that's it. And then you do it. And then you do it. The Divine Masculine energy, there's a simplicity to it. It's really about a yes. And it's like, no matter what, this is happening. I'm doing this. I said I was going to do it, so I'm doing it. Okay, so there's a Divine Masculine consciousness, and it's you. Like there is this part of you that is masculine, okay? That before this life, there were some things you said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that. I gotta do that. That's too good. I've got to do that. And then the Divine Feminine was like, okay, but it's going to feel this way, and this is what it's actually going to look like, and like, you know, this is how it will feel. And the Divine Masculine's like, I'm gonna go for it. I'll get uncomfortable. I'm sending so much support and love for you as you awaken this aspect within you, because it is powerful and it gets it done. And it is the support that holds your beautiful vision for this world and for your families. And I love you so much for saying yes to that. Friends, I have so many resources for you in the description below. I hope you check those out. And I am just sending you the biggest blessing today. Thank you so much for being here and listening to this video. I want to hear from you in the comments your favorite examples of Divine Masculine embodiment. Let's hear it. We're hungry for this right now. Can you feel that collectively? How hungry and starving we are for like a good, solid, Divine Masculine embodiment? Oh, please share in the comments your favorite vision of that. I gotta know. May your life be blessed with the miracles only you could be so brilliant to command. I love you so much.